Good morning, my name is Julia Bonfanti.
And I'm Addison Roberts.
And today we will be performing a performance titled The Music Revolution, how socio-political changes reformed music in the 1960s.
Oh, hey Julia, what are you doing?
Hey, I totally forgot you were coming over today.
I can tell, but what's that box?
This? No clue. I was upstairs going through my grandma's old vinyl record collection, trying to find something new to play when I stumbled upon this.
Open it.
I was just about to. Whoa, check it out.
What is it?
It's a bunch of my grandma's old things from her glory days, she calls it. It was just the 1960s.
Whoa, look at this. And this.
Is that a letter? Here, you take that. I'm gonna read this.
Aren't they cute? What's it say?
It's a letter from my great uncle. Apparently he fought in the Vietnam War. I had no idea. He wrote to my grandma what things were like overseas, how he hadn't heard any news of protests happening over here, and how much he missed his family.
You said he mentioned protests, right?
Yeah, he did. Why?
Look at this list I found in the box.
Reformed and protest songs I like. And there's categories? Civil rights movement, the Vietnam War. What?
I didn't know your grandma was a music lover, especially when it comes to songs from the Music Revolution.
Addison, what are you talking about?
Oh, right. Well, my dad was telling me about his favorite band, which happened to be a British one, which then turned into him telling me about how British music influenced music here in America, which then turned into him telling me about how social and political events during the 1960s affected music, which was coined the Music Revolution, apparently.
Right. And what were the other major influences?
Only ones I can think of were the Civil Rights Movement and the Vietnam War.
Like my grandma's list? Okay, I'm invested now. We're getting to the bottom of this.
But I couldn't think of a better way to spend a nice summer day.
I knew you'd agree. Okay, so we have those two events plus the British invasion, which makes 3. But how did they really affect music?
Might as well go in chronological order.
Right. Which was, you know what? I bet my grandma's box has something that could tell us. Here. Check it out. A flyer from 1960 and 1963 promoting protests that took place during the Civil Rights Movement.
So that must be our first event. The first social and political event that changed music was the Civil Rights Movement.
All right. So we're looking for the influence the movement itself had on music.
Not sure what the effects were, but your grandma's list probably has some notes in it that might help.
Made songs inspired by folk, gospel, and jazz, powerful tools for protest promoting unity, freedom, and morale. Musicians like Sam Cooke and Bob Dylan were very important at the time.
Interesting. So what I'm hearing is those artists use music as a tool to fight racial injustice.
Which then shifted the music scene as they introduced new sounds.
Right. I remember my dad telling me about how modern R&B and hip-hop was influenced by music during this time period.
This is kind of crazy. This event alone changed the pathway of future music forever. And not only that, from what it sounds like, it pushed music to be something more than just entertainment.
Music was being used as a tool for protest, whether it be within the lyrics or being sung at events like the March on Washington.
And check it out. This list even has what those songs represented at the time. It looks like Bob Dylan's song, Only a Pawn in Their Game, was written in response to the assassination of Medgar Evers, an important civil rights activist at the time. And it was used as an anthem for the movement. And it was even played at the March on Washington, like you just mentioned.
Music was being used as a political unifier and an anthem for the movement. Sam Cooke's song "A Change Is Gonna Come" is also a major musical piece of the era. It was about hope for a better future, hope for better lives for African American citizens, and hope for change in the country.
All right, I think we have the civil rights movement down, but what's next?
Seems to be the British invasion would be the next event.
How'd you know?
A ticket for the Ed Sullivan Show on February 9th, 1964 for the Beatles.
The Beatles! I love the Beatles! I had no idea they were so culturally significant.
Well, I count being the whole kickoff point for the British invasion as pretty culturally significant in 1960s musical history. But what was the British invasion?
Well, From what it sounds like, it's the point where the Brits' musical influence whacked America in the face.
Oh, so it's when bands like the Rolling Stones, the Kinks, the Who, just to name a few, rose to extreme fame in America?
That sounds right. But we're looking for the influence the bands themselves had. What does the list have to say?
The artists across the pond took American music styles at the time and molded it into a new sound with rock, pop, and R&B influences, which shifted the American music scene permanently as it fueled counterculture.
Okay. What's counterculture? Like, why is it so significant?
I'd assume it's so important because after World War II ended, American youth almost isolated from the rest of the world when it came to their interests and values.
Oh, okay. So to have such a shift due to British musical influence was a pretty big deal at the time. As they brought over new music, they also brought in new trends, styles, and ideas that challenged current American bands at the time.
Right. As America started to get more influence from Britain, which was a social change, music shifted to fit the new and upcoming influence.
So songs like I Wanna Hold Your Hand, I Wanna Hold Your Hand by the Beatles to I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones had a huge effect on American music and overall culture in the 1960s.
And even after the British invasion ended in 1967, America was still getting influence from British culture, which would lead to the emergence of garage and psychedelic rock.
This is so cool.
I know, I just want to keep diving in.
Let's do it. Okay, going off of my grandma's list and my great uncle's letter, the next major socio-political event was the Vietnam War.
The Vietnam War pushed music to be more than just a sound, much like the civil rights movement. While the movement got the ball rolling, the war was able to create songs with so much more meaning, socially, politically, and musically, like never seen before.
So, from what it sounds like, songs that emerged from the Vietnam War were much like protest songs we had seen previously, but turned up a few notches.
That would make sense. Many Americans were upset with America's involvement in the war, so they probably took to music to protest the government's decision.
So, they used music as a defining point in the counterculture we already saw on the rise in the early 1960s. And they used genres that had emerged from those eras to express the feelings of Americans across the nation.
Pretty much. Bands like Creedence Clearwater Revival used music to put out a message. Their song Fortunate Son was used to protest the war's jobs lottery system.
And you can't forget Bob Dylan, who we already saw use his music as a form of protest. Released songs like Blowin' in the Wind and These Times They Are Changing, which were both calls for urgent peace and unity across America.
Music was being used as a unifier between Americans of all races and ages as they fought against a war they didn't feel was necessary. It's insane what people can do just through music.
This is actually insane. We've just watched music shift and reform over an entire decade just by reading a list. And I don't know about you, but as we talked about each of these events individually, I can help but notice how they all play into each other in different ways.
I noticed it too. Music didn't just change after each event, leaving behind changes from the prior. It shifted and reformed over the entire decade.
Right. The civil rights movement enabled music to become a tool for protest. The British invasion altered national identity, and the Vietnam War pushed music to openly challenge the issues at the time.
And everything we saw emerge musically from the time period was what we know as the music revolution. And we're still seeing the effects of it today.
I know about this. You have artists like Harry Styles, who takes direct influence from the Beatles and other 60s soft pop, to Leon Burgess, who gets his sound from Sam Cooke. Both of these artists use music and songs from the civil rights movement, the British invasion, and the Vietnam War to inspire their sounds.
And you can't forget about protest music. People are still using music to put out a message. Not Ready to Make Nice by the Chicks and Holiday by Green Day are two great songs to look at when considering protest music and political commentary rolled together. They were used to protest America's involvement in the Iraq War and President Bush's decisions at the time.
Those songs are always playing in my car. My mom loves them. But from what it sounds like, the topics discussed in both make them connect to the 1960s. Specifically, the protest songs we saw emerge. It's really insane how much of influence an era of music can have, and you don't really get to understand it until you take the time like we did to dive into it.
Your grandma and her list really helped me appreciate that.
List, music, grandma. I was upstairs going through her vinyl record collection, and I don't know about you, but Now that we've talked about all these artists, I wonder if there are any more from them upstairs.
Let's go check it out. Plus, after this, I need to see your grandma's music collection.
All right, come on. And I think I saw a sign from Woodstock up there. Thank you.